Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's Christmas. Let's do this.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the vidIQ live stream with yours truly, Rob Wilson, educating you on your YouTube journey. And little did I know that if you put earphones on and then try and put a Santa hat over the top, it crushes your skull. But I'm going to try and persevere with this Santa hat throughout this little journey that we do every single Tuesday. And I could not do it without my most important elves who are joining me this week. We've got two on stage today, and those are, first of all, Travis McPherson. Say hello, or I'm going to say Scrooge McPherson because you're not wearing a Santa hat. Say hello to the audience.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Hope you're all doing well today as we get into your channels and do all the things.
And it's Bar Humbug Dan also joining us for a full live stream today. Dan, say hello to your wonderful gaming vidIQ community.
Hello everybody, thanks for having me.
And you may have noticed that I have had a little bit of a trim on the beard. It was getting completely out of control, so it did need a bit of a tidy up, but I'm persevering with it, and it's less itchy than it was before. Let's say hello to some of the community that are joining us today. That includes Magdalena Helena, Spartan Joystick, Marco Rama, Sambal Studios, Miguel Lito Cuban, a Basal Vortex, Impact Verge, Hayden Davis, Paul Peck, Drywall Tube, Super User Tech Mod, The Urban Explorer, HFS Artist Heaven, all of you moderators. Wow, we've got a lot of moderators here today. Thank you very much for joining us. Dan, I'm going to let you try and read out a lot of very fast-moving usernames.
I see a Paris in there. I see Avi. I see Gaming Pro, Maya Fox, Awkwardly Kim, Caleb, something or other. It went away now. Charade Gaming, Minigun. Okay. Yeah, no, my
And now it's Travis's turn.
Yeah, Scython, we got Breeze Stationary Life, we got AVI, we got the Football Fan Chat, Jack's Channel, Ninja Dude, doing it big. Jeremy Best is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Jeremy's
and we got,
in the house.
of course, we also have, who else we got in here? We got a lot of people. Cryptofish.
Hello, all of you. I'm not feeling the Christmas enthusiasm from Travis there when he reads that usernames. I think that's probably his most hated part of this live stream.
No, it's fine. I'm just trying to make sure my eyes don't roll up into my head.
Anyway, thank you to Erhan Gaming, who's given us a super chat there. What does it quickly say? I hope you're all doing well. Hope to get a review with my channel stacks up, blah, blah, blah. Thank you very much. Just to remind people that if you do give us a super chat, that does not guarantee you a super chat. Let me tell you what happens every single week here at vidIQ on a Tuesdays. You submit your channels and we audit them, giving you our advice, tips and tricks to help grow your channel for absolutely free. There is no obligation to download our software, although we'd really appreciate if you did, and there is no obligation to give us a super chat. One bit of house cleaning. I have some new tech in this studio today, so if anything goes wrong, which it almost certainly will, that's your advance warning that something may go wrong. Hopefully it doesn't, but yeah, I've got new monitors and the screen sharing is a little bit weird, but hopefully all of that should work as we go through our usual checklist here, which is, there is a link in the video description that if you click it, you fill out, I think, 3-4 free fields, and that allows you to submit your channel for review. How this usually works is that Travis, myself, and Dan will pre-select some channels because we have a wide mix of gaming channels, tech channels, beauty channels, vloggers, and we want to get a nice mix before we go into the random stage of this audit where anything comes up and we'll just audit it on the spot, but we like to choose some channels first. Do not ask for a review in the chat. You won't get one. You may be putting a timeout. We ourselves do not have time to look at the live chat while we're auditing channels. Super chats, as we've already said, does not guarantee you an audit because we don't want to create a financial barrier to this service. If you submit your channel, be prepared for constructive criticism. Often we get channels submitting and then we'll say something and then they argue against it. It's like, yeah, but I want to make whatever I want on my channel. That's fine. You can do whatever you want, but that's not guaranteed to help you grow. We're going to give you advice that helps grow your audience, maybe turn your YouTube channel into a business. That's what we assume you are here for. Thank you there to Cryptofish, who just said Merry Christmas to everyone. $5. Thank you very much. If you do not get an audit today, then guess what? We have the most awesome audit tool in the world when Travis, Dan, and myself need to go to sleep. If you install the vidIQ Chrome extension, there is a channel audit button here. You click on that and boom, it gives you all of this information on one single card. And Travis has been getting really intimate with his tool recently, as he's been doing a secret video for us, which will be revealed early next year. But it gives you all of this information about what you're doing right on your channel, how to improve it, where you should go next. I mean, looking at the views here down the middle column, we did a lot of videos on FTC and copper. People seem to like those videos, so maybe we should do more. Some very simple things will come out of all of these videos about what you should be improving next. That is your channel audit service when we are not on the live stream. What else have we got to tell you? We need to tell you that our opinions are based off of first impressions. Travis, Dan, and myself are actively trying to work out what your videos and your channel is about, but not all viewers are going to do that. They just want to get what they want from content. So if you do not communicate that clearly in your thumbnails, your branding, your messaging, then you may struggle to reach the audience that you want to. And finally, after all of the suggestions we've given you and other YouTube experts give you, sometimes it doesn't always work. You've got to test, try something out of the ordinary, experiment 20% of the time, and who knows, that could be the success for your channel. With all those pleasantries and fundamentals being said, Travis, Dan, are you ready?
Let's do this.
Ready.
All right, awesome. I'm going to share my screen with you two, so can you confirm that you can see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
All righty, and now I'm just going to press the audit transition icon, which is going to take us to our first channel, which is... Oh, one more thing. I've just almost forgot. Folks, we are also wanting you to share our live stream on Twitter. And if you do share your live stream on Twitter, you may also be randomly selected for a channel audit. Now, there are some very clear instructions that I need to tell you about this. If you're going to share this on Twitter, share the live stream link, share your channel link. We really need that, or else we're not going to be able to find your channel. And don't share it more than once, because if you share it more than once, we're going to spot it when we're trying to select it, and you will be not selected. So just share it once on Twitter, and some of you will be randomly selected from the Twitter people as well. All right. Quickly, let's move into the first channel. As I was blabbering on there, Travis and Dan, you've probably had a little bit of time to look at this channel. So I'll start with Travis here. What are we looking at here? Life as a law student.
Well, hopefully this tells me everything I need to know from the banner and the name of the channel. And that's great. It's fantastic when you can do that kind of succinctly. So my thought is that I would hopefully get content from someone who's going through law school, maybe, and figure out if I'm looking into getting into law or something, this might give me an idea of what to expect. So it looks a little vloggy-ish, but some kind of just cool, let's see, expectations of law school. Yeah, so there's just it's kind of a cool thought, because I don't know of a lot. I know there's a lot of like college vlogs and stuff like that. There's tons of that. But I don't think I've ever heard of one for law school. So this is a really cool kind of sub-niche.
Yeah, good niche there, isn't it? What we're seeing from the videos recently then, so we're talking about the first semester's over, final exams, all relatable stuff that potential law students will be interested in as well. And you're including law school in the keywords all of the time, which I think is really good to see. One thing I may be thinking about here is, in terms of a bit of consistency on your channel, I will be thinking about maybe including you in all of your thumbnails and having a bit more consistency. They tend to be a bit changeable. So, for example, if we were going to take this thumbnail and that thumbnail and that thumbnail, those three thumbnails aren't really connected in terms of branding and consistency, so I wouldn't know, just looking briefly at your channel, that they were all from the same creator. I would also be thinking as well, in terms of maybe relevant stuff to creators. For example, the FTC and copper relating to YouTube. That is a big law discussion that's been going on, and maybe you could have jumped on that trending news topic a little bit, being a YouTube creator. That might have been a good opportunity. But I think you're generally following the flow of a student's life in the year, like going through the semesters and so on. So I feel that's really good. You have a consistent view count. It seems to be in like 100 plus, generally speaking, which is nice to see. One little breakout video here, which was an apartment tour. Was that like based on students? And like, here, your first week in law school. So that really did well. I'm wondering if maybe the titling structure might be blah, blah, blah in law school. Like my first exams in law school, my first semester in law school. Like some more consistent titling may just bring a bit more consistency to your audience as well. So just picking out where you've had little upshoots in view counts might help you. But generally speaking, like Travis said, I think there's some well-established stuff here, doing pretty well. Dan, is there anything else that you would maybe add to this, or do you think we've pretty much covered it looking at this channel?
It looks like you guys covered everything. I just want to say it's very niche, which is awesome.
Yeah, I think that's the thing to pick out, isn't it? This channel, even though I guess are relatively new to YouTube, I think they've been around for maybe about a year or so, but they know exactly who their audience is and who they're targeting, and it maybe just needs one of those videos to have a bit of a pop here. Travis, I mean, we're just looking briefly at this description, but it looks perfect, doesn't it? The description looks
100% set up,
nailed on.
And it seems to me that maybe she's been watching the live streams because the way it's set up is pretty
yeah, it is. Yeah, there's some nice little hashtags down there and everything. So yeah, I'm more than happy to give this one like the confetti of success here, because I think this channel is set up to very quickly start growing once you have like one of those videos that pops. I think maybe the thumbnails just need a bit of tidying up, more you, and I think a little more pizzazz to them. Some of them are a little weak and rough, I would say. So yeah, maybe look at some thumbnail techniques. If there's any other law blog, let's have a quick search here. I don't know if I'm going to find anything, but I'm going to do student law blog and see what comes up.
Lost in her or some.
That one's quite good. That one's pretty good. I think that's like a nice thumbnail there with some pens and books and sort of a studying routine. So yeah, everyone says a week in the life of a law student. That seems to be quite a good titling structure. That one with 400 subscribers, 3,000 views. I think life in or of law student, I think might be a good title that you could repeat on occasion. That is, anyway, we were looking at life as a law student. Congratulations on your channel. Where is my... Oh, I haven't got my bell with me, so we're just going to have to move on to the next channel. Right, we're going to move on to a gaming channel now. This is the first one that Dan has selected. So, Dan, this is Trash Panda 87. Channels with 20 subscribers. What are you looking at and thinking about for this channel here?
Real quick, aren't Trash Pandas raccoons?
Yes.
There you go.
Which I liked. I thought that was kind of cool.
I did not know that.
I liked this channel. A very memorable name, and seems like we're playing a game consistently, which is good. And it looks like daily uploads. If my
Wylands, whatever that is, yeah.
Islands. It's an indie game. They actually just released the full version of it. It's been in beta for a while.
Okay.
So, good timing on that. And my biggest thing was the thumbnails. It looks like there's some effort there, but it would be, I think, beneficial to have a lot of stuff filling the frame. This game especially is very pretty. It's very saturated, very cartoony. So a lot of opportunities there to really take these characters and fill the whole frame with them, with their faces or their builds.
Like yeah.
Yes, exactly. And you know the logo too. You can just even use that Y instead of because their logo is kind of synonymous. So
yeah.
you could fill just that. So that'd be the first thing for me. And then I also noticed, unless maybe it pops up for you, I didn't see a channel trailer. If you go,
let's have a look. See, no, so you're right in that they haven't got a channel banner or they've built out their front page at all. It's just like the default options that come up.
The About section is also missing.
Yeah. Oh, is that completely blank as well? So things to clean up there. Yeah, and I think this channel is recently-ish, I'm going to say, pivoted a bit because they were looking at something called 7 Days to Die up until like a week ago. So they have just started on this in the last week. So I think you're right. If this channel really wants to go all in on Ylands. Is it islands or Ylands? I know you.
I had to look it up myself. They say to pronounce it islands.
Okay, I see. Let me just adjust my camera so I'm actually in shot there. All right. I would maybe get rid of or really reduce your logo, because I think as good as the logo is, that kind of deceives me into thinking that this Trash Panda is part of a game. I don't know why that is, but for some reason I feel as if this feels more gamey in the thumbnails, and so I think that needs to be shrunk down significantly, because I'm always distracted by the logo. It's too big, and like you were saying, Dan, it's just getting those really impressive visuals to be more effective. For example, this one here, we can see like a blurred image of a person next to a boat, but we're not really getting enough context there. You probably want to zoom in on that boat and maybe have some arrows pointing to it, or like this. He says there's a problem with his first boat, but he doesn't necessarily suggest or hint what that might be. It might be like a broken sail, or like not enough money to buy the boat, however the game works. And then we've got some text down here which is unreadable in all of these thumbnails, so I will be getting rid of them, I think, generally as well. So yeah, Trash Panda, stick to that one game. Try and find out like the secrets and things that are being revealed by the gaming community, and see if you can get there first. Because I'm seeing videos where you've released a video 3 days ago with 0 views. So I think maybe something needs to be adjusted there in terms of how you're presenting these videos. But it's good to see that you're trying to focus on a particular game by itself. All right, we'll move on to the next channel, which is, I think, Travis, one of yours. It is Noah's Frying Pan. I love the channel name. 15. Oh, that's my phone going. Travis, do you just want to start with this one? And what are we looking at here with Noah's Frying Pan?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the obligatory food channel that I try to do at least once a live stream. It does make me hungry, as always. And to be honest, like, I do this because I kind of want to be pushed to that degree if it turns out that they're doing the thumbnails right.
Yes.
So the hot chocolate one is not bad. The homemade blueberry pie is not bad. But the thing is, like, the best one is the turkey, and you kind of ruined it with the text.
I agree.
Same thing with the gravy. Gravy one would have been great.
Right here,
text over top of it makes it ugly. So if you just do a search for how to cook a turkey on YouTube, I guarantee you're going to see some of the best looking turkeys on YouTube you've ever seen as far as thumbnails go. Same thing with stuffing or anything. Like, this is what you need to be doing. Look at this. Oh, look at that third one.
That's the money shot right there, isn't it?
My
for turkeys.
goodness.
Yeah.
My goodness. And of course, 3.4 million views. It can't be wrong. So this is what you need to be aiming for when you're doing a food channel. First of all, great. I'm all about that. But really think through the thumbnail, because ultimately with food channels, you pretty much win or die by the thumbnail. A lot of times thumbnails are just to keep people from scrolling, and then the title is what gets the click. But when it comes to food, it's pretty much the thumbnail, because people want to know what they're going to get at the end of it. And if your food doesn't look good, they're not going to click. They want to be able to make something that looks and tastes amazing. And the best way to show that is in a thumbnail. Like, look at the dinosaur stew. I know you were trying to be funny, but that completely ruined the thumbnail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I understand that it's kind of funny, but it's like, no, that's not good. But how to make the white bread, again, great shot, ruined by the text over top. So what I think is happening here is what happens to a lot of creators is they think they need to have text on a thumbnail. No. You don't. Secondarily, on a food channel, you almost never need text.
Especially on a food channel. Yeah, I agree.
Especially on a food channel. So I think that, first of all, look at your retention, make sure that that's strong. As long as people are watching all the way through, then the only thing you really need to fix is the thumbnail. And to be honest, it's probably the easiest thing to fix, because the only thing you're going to need to do is just take a really good shot of your finished meal, and then just don't put any text on it. Like, your thumbnails are going to be easy. Big and really simple. Okay, that's great. So Noah's Frying Pan. By the way, frying pan, and I'm trying to see what's been on a frying pan in the first couple of things here. I don't see anything that would be, okay, the bean casserole could be on a frying pan. Okay, because some people might think, all right, well, what can I do in a frying pan? But a lot of this stuff is in an oven.
Yeah.
I guess stuffing could be, most of the stuff is in the oven. But I also realize that it's all seasonal stuff. So we have the hot chocolate for Christmas, the stuffing and stuff like that for Thanksgiving. So fair play there. But yeah, really concentrate on thumbnails. I think the titles are fine, because they're basically how to make gravy and how to cook. I mean, that's all SEO stuff. But let's do those thumbnails so that the only thing you're worried about is the picture of the food.
I also have a challenge and a question for the channel as well. You're a cooking channel, but what makes you different to all of the other thousands of cooking channels that have existed on YouTube in the last 15 years? I think you need a unique selling point, and I'm not really seeing that, and I think that's why it might be difficult to break into the cooking market. So it might be like Travis said, it may be that your niche is like you only fry stuff, but that's not the case at this point. It might be in the future that your videos are relatively short. So is it like how to make gravy in 2 minutes, or how to make gravy faster than anyone else? I think you've got to add like that unique selling point. I mean, again, in our Travis and I's like secret thing that we're doing, we've been talking about like our superpower, like what is your superpower? And from this channel, I don't know what your superpower is, and that makes me think, well, I'm going to go to a channel that I already use and trust and rely on to get my information. So that's like an extra challenge for you. There we go. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next channel then, which I'm going to go once again to one of Dan's, and it's Inksploders. As soon as I look at this channel, I love the channel banner. That tells me it's about Mario before I even look at any of the thumbnails. Just over 200 subscribers. Congratulations on that success. Dan, why have you picked this one?
Well, there's a few things. For one, I was going to say the same thing. The channel art, awesome.
Very good. Yeah, I love it.
Mario Maker 2 is on trend right now. It is a Nintendo Switch game, and they actually just had a big update. If you scroll down just a tiny bit more, reaction and analysis, Super Mario Maker 2. That particular video did very, very well.
Oh, this one, good, yeah.
And I wanted to point that out because this is something that I've been learning as someone with a gaming channel as well. When you have an opportunity to cover an update in your game, cover the update at all costs. Cover it as soon as you can.
And as soon as possible, yeah. Absolutely.
Yes, because that's the stuff that's going to get your channel discovered. And I think that's been working for this channel because that's a lot of views on a relatively new update for this game. So I just wanted to say well done on that. The other thing I wanted to say about this particular channel, Mario Maker 2, for anyone who doesn't know, allows you to build Mario levels. And you can actually put them out there and people can play them. And I took a second and watched just a little bit of the channel trailer on this one, and it was made mention that, hey, I could play your levels. And I think you should really emphasize that.
Ooh, yeah.
That could be a really good value proposition for your channel. Like, hey, you could see your level on my channel. Submit it here, you know. And the last thing about that channel trailer I wanted to say was show a little more than tell, because it looks nice, but there's not really, in the first few seconds, I kind of expect to see some Mario gameplay. I want to see Mario jumping around. I want to see you playing the game, and it's just kind of you explaining what you're going to do.
Okay, yeah. So like a good intro to get a hook, to make sure that the viewer watches for the rest of the video. I'd like well noticed here that the update did really well. It looks as if the creator did try and double down on that, but like maybe the titling just wasn't quite right, or the thumbnails. I'm seeing a little bit of thumbnail wallpaper here in terms of they're using imagery from Nintendo and maybe just changing the text here. And I think, I may be wrong about this, but it may be that you need to show more of the level itself that you're looking at, perhaps, rather than these. They're almost like stock Nintendo images. I feel as if they might have more of an impact, perhaps. Now, I know showing a level on a thumbnail gets a little tricky because it's a small thumbnail and the levels can be quite complex in Mario. So that might be a challenge to you. But I just feel as if seeing more of the levels themselves, like this one here, I kind of like this intricate level design that makes me interested more than just like a image of a piranha plant for one of the videos. It's good to see that the channel's definitely focusing on Mario updates. As I said, love the channel banner. All of those things seem fairly good, and with 200 subscribers, I think you're starting to build a bit of an audience. Maybe you want to sort by most popular and see if there are any particular types of videos that that perform really well for the channel and doubling down on them a bit. So like you said, Dan, there was one here which got the good reaction there. One about reversing Joy-Cons, but it's all still Mario Maker 2 stuff. So I love the fact that the channel is staying on topic and maintaining this one. That got a nice good likes to dislikes ratio. I wonder what happened on that video. I've experienced that myself. Just look up vidIQ Jack Black for that one. All right. Now I'm going to move back onto one of the channels I selected, and this is American Prepper XJ. Congratulations on just hitting 200 subscribers. The channel banner makes me laugh because I don't know if in the US they do this, but in the UK, whenever there's a news article about children, because you can't show the faces of children, it always shows children's feet or just the legs walking along. And this kind of feels like the same thing where they've tried to protect the identity of all the people in this channel banner by chopping off all of their heads. Sorry, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent there, but that's just what I noticed from a channel banner. It looks to me that it's something along the lines of Jeeps. When I see the channel banner, I go to the About section, and it says that it's about outdoor gear, solar energy, Jeep building. I think there's a popular thing that Travis and Leron have said is that if somebody asks you a question about your channel, the moment you say "and," your channel is too broad. For example, well, my channel's about Jeep builds and outdoor gear. Well, you need to choose outdoor gear or Jeep builds because that's already splitting up your target audience. When I go to the videos themselves, the thumbnails just don't really grab me and tell me and say, yeah, this channel's about definitely this thing or that thing. I see something about a tire alignment or dimensions of a tire, and then what could go wrong? The only way I know what's going on here is with the title. It's something to do with a solar power cord test, then a train derailment, which seems like it was just an opportunity to quickly put something on YouTube, but it was only 16 seconds, so that felt like you were trying to maybe hit something that was trending, but it didn't quite work. So I'm not feeling the vibe of what this channel is ultimately about, and that might explain why sometimes you get 19 views on a video, and then on another one you might get like double the amount, like 50 or 460 here. Like, why did this one do so well? Looks as if it's about Jeeps and tire, so our Jeep videos are the most popular ones. Here's another one about tires. It looks like that's got 3,000 views, so that one did really well. So I'm thinking that maybe the Jeep stuff is a more popular stuff versus gear and whatnot. If I'm wrong here, Dan or Travis, maybe chime in. What are you reckoning here?
I actually was going to say all these things can be related back to prepping.
Okay.
So I don't know how you could, change your titles to like solar power LED shop lights. I can tell, solar power is like a prepper thing, that's power you don't have to rely on anything but the sun. So cool. Always relate it back to what your channel is supposed to be about. In this case, prepping.
I think, Travis, we've had a prepping channel before, haven't we? We had no clue what that meant. So, Dan, you're saying it's like this off-grid style lifestyle where they're trying to survive and prepare things and build things themselves, so they're self-sustaining.
Yes, exactly. Just you're prepping for, I don't want to say the worst because there's other things you can prep for, but I mean, you're prepping for a situation where you may not have something like food or water or power.
The inevitable zombie apocalypse, we can say everybody's preparing for that.
Yes.
Any more thoughts, Travis?
No, I think you guys covered it. Yeah. You just need to, I guess, you put yourself in front of the people that are looking for that content. So if you're looking for things that are searchable, you need to make sure that your titling and stuff is set up in that way. So if you're a prepper, what would you be searching for? My guess is how to something. But
like just 24-foot antenna tower part 1. That one, because that as a title by itself could appeal to radio sort of frequency radio enthusiasts, pilots. Like how would you funnel that down into your prepping audience? Which Dan has I think rightly observed that's the type of audience you're appealing to. And I was just going to one final thing, Dan, before you chime in. Red text on thumbnails rarely works, and I think this is another example where if you're going to use text, probably I want you to use quite a bit less actually on a lot of these thumbnails. Don't use red text because it just really doesn't work, especially the font style. Sorry, Dan, what were you going to say?
No, it's okay. I wanted to add to what you were saying about Jeeps. because I want like that was a good, thing you picked up on is the Jeep stuff and the tires. These things seem to do really well. It could be time for a pivot. Maybe prepping is a little broad, and if you have a lot of Jeep content, your banner tells me that you know a lot of people with Jeeps. So
a lot of headless zombies with Jeeps. Yeah.
Yes. So maybe start transitioning some of your content, or make good use of that, because it looks like people really enjoy these videos you've got going on with tires and just Jeep accoutrement.
Small fascinating thing here is that all of the most popular videos start with a tick. And most of them are Jeeps as well. So I'm wondering, Travis, maybe next year I'm going to start all of my titles with a tick, because that looks as if it's a YouTube secret right there. How interesting is that?
I didn't notice that.
So here's you want to know a super hack that I really want to know, and you can try it, Rob, because I've been curious why this would make any difference. I don't know that it does, but there was a gentleman, creator, who had tremendous success, and in his description, or in his, I don't remember if it was his description or his pinned comment, he would say, "Thank you for watching all of," and then he would put the length of time that the video was. Ooh. So the timestamp, and it would timestamp, right? Because when you do that, it timestamps it in a comment or a description.
Yeah.
And when you clicked it, it immediately took you to the very end of the video, into basically the end cards. And I don't see how that actually would be helpful, but like he did it every single time. And all of his videos had like hundreds of thousands of views. And I don't know that those two things are related, but it might be a fun little experiment. We haven't seen experiments on the channel in a while, and I love when you do experiments. They're awesome.
Yeah, too much FTC and copy stuff to worry about experiments right now. All right, I think it is time for a random Twitter choice. So let's see how many people have actually shared here. I can see that some people have been sharing it. Has anybody actually shared their channels and their things? I think so. Okay. So, Travis, we're going to go with you first. Wow, there are quite a few people who have actually shared. That's awesome. Thank you, everybody who shared. Whoa, I've got to even click show more. Right. Blimey. That's a lot of there's a lot of people. Okay, so I'm going to go to I'm going to go to about, when did we start the stream? About 26 minutes ago. Right. All right. So, Travis, I'm going to scroll up and down, and you just tell me when to stop. Oh, there's a lot of scrolling I've got to do here.
In 3, 2, 1, stop.
All right, we're going to stop on this one here. It's just going to leave us here. Thank you for sharing. It is this channel here. We're looking at this channel for the first time. We don't know what's on it.
What's going on, guys and girls? It is
Miscellation. Let me just stop that from playing. And you have 150 subscribers. Congratulations to you. And as we just take a brief insight into your channel, I'm seeing gaming content here, mostly speaking. Is that Minecraft a little bit? Or yeah, Minecraft there.
That's Minecraft. Yep.
That is Ninja. Is that a game, or is that Dead by Daylight? I assume is a game there. So we're doing a bit of game shifting here. There's Fortnite there. So we're going to start to say the usual things. Pick a game, stick to it, focus on it, become the master. Like, what can you reveal more than anybody else? I would generally be suggesting. And what are your more popular videos? Because you've got 150 subscribers, but you have some videos which have like 14 views, 17 views, are really not connecting with your audience. You've got other videos here with 160 views. So there are some which are slightly better. And it feels to me, generally speaking, I'm doing a very quick take here, but Minecraft seems to be where your most popular views are coming from, I would generally suggest. Anything you can pick out here, Dan, since it looks to be a bit of a gaming channel?
Yeah, I was going to say Minecraft seems to be the thing here. And it's always nice to, play whatever game you kind of feel like playing in the moment. But yeah, with these channels, it really helps to focus on at least one thing for a while, if not indefinitely. But yeah, I would definitely, like you kind of covered it, just running through it. Maybe I'm looking at thumbnails, seeing a lot of text. Some of it works, some of it not so much. But I can see like the 3 tips to improve in Fortnite. That's easy to read. I like that the character is just, full frame. That's kind of appealing. And then some of them, it just looks like a little less work. Like where were we? Or we were here. See, I couldn't even. It's the one kind of at the top there. It's really dark. It's hard to really tell what's going on. There's a few of those. The Enderman one. I mean, Enderman's eyes are kind of cool. They glow, but that doesn't really translate there. So yeah, we're a little bit all over the place.
Here's an interesting shift in thumbnail style. Look down here when we have these gaming screenshots, and the creator has blown himself like full image, full expression that we can see in all of these. And then I decided to switch to these little captions here, where they're a lot smaller and you can see them less. My prediction there is maybe that doing this took too much effort, because it can take a bit of time to cut yourself out of a background and then blow yourself up and so on, rather than just taking a static screenshot from here. So my question to you folks, thumbnail wise, is which do you think are better? These big ones here with a big expression from the creator, generally less text I would say, versus these ones up here with a bit more text and a less of a creator. I'll canvass your opinions. Travis, very quickly, what do you think? The top ones or the ones to the bottom here?
I mean, personally, I like the ones where he cuts himself out. I mean, maybe there's a click-through rate difference that he has seen. That is
true, yeah.
So definitely look at that. Let the data tell you the answer. But I mean, I personally like the ones where he's cut out.
I do as well. What about you, Dan?
I was going to say, yeah, it's a lot. I think it's a lot more interesting to see a reaction. Like right there, you died, and you can tell that he kind of drew a teardrop on his face. He died in Minecraft. You could even have blown up the "you died" because there's nothing else to see. The respawn button there doesn't really do anything. You could have just put "you died" and then your face crying. That stuff works really well. Most of the big dogs on YouTube are doing that. So
big dogs. It's Roman Reigns all over the YouTube there. Sorry, that's a wrestling joke that probably only Travis and I get. What was I going to say? So yeah, it's unanimous. I think we all prefer these thumbnails down here, where it's like the creator is nice and big on the thumbnail with a bit of simplicity, as Dan said, and focusing on one game would also help you as well. So that is the first random Twitter choice. We'll be doing another one later on in the show. And now, Travis, I think it's time to select another one of your channels that you selected, and it is
I saw Evan Carmichael in the chat. Just want to say
hello, Evan. Welcome. Believe,
baby.
I think that's your I can't really get it on camera, but I think that is your signature. So I think Cryptofish did send us a super chat. Thank you very much, but we'd already selected this channel before he sent us a super chat. Let me be clear on that. So I think we can clearly see what this channel's about immediately, like with funky sunglasses with a Bitcoin in there. Cryptofish, 4,500 subscribers. Yeah, Travis, I mean, why did you pick this channel? I think it seems fairly obvious why. It's like a good example of a niche channel growing their audience.
Yeah. We sometimes do cryptocurrency channels just because it's an interesting subject and has potential for growth, because there was a big Bitcoin thing years ago where everyone was kind of first getting into it, and now it's kind of settled down, but people are still into it and there's still, interest out there. So I always like to pull them from time to time. And we see that the one thing that's pretty consistent across all of them, especially the ones that work, is they use the Bitcoin kind of logo a lot. That always seems to work really well.
Interesting, yeah.
But also I'll notice that this particular one is going with kind of a very plain background. So what I would actually probably do is take a look on, I would start doing some searching and seeing what other channels that do cryptocurrency and Bitcoining are doing for their thumbnails, because I noticed that all the colors tend to be one solid color. Nothing wrong with that. We just want to make sure that it's in line with everything else that's going on in the niche. And unfortunately, every single niche is a little bit different.
Yeah.
So if we could real quick just do like a search for like Bitcoin and see what kind of thumbnails are winning.
Yes, sir.
I like his banner and his logo, and they're kind of cool looking, but the other ones seem to be kind of plain. Yeah. So, okay. So kind of busy. We definitely see some busy stuff. Yeah. I mean, some are very like in your face, like money and grow up and eyes and all the things. Yeah. So there doesn't seem to be any one particular type of style, which is interesting to me. To me, that says that there's a really good opportunity that if you can come up with a really good thumbnail style to get people to understand what your content's about, that you could probably win pretty easily. Because I feel like the Bitcoin people, the Bitcoin creators, at least a lot of them are just kind of throwing ideas out. They're not really being consistent, where it looks like we do have consistency here, which I like. So if your click-through rate is staying high, which it looks like it must be to some degree because your views are really good, that's I would stick with it. It just seems interesting that such a plain color works. He put some texture in these last couple of ones. That I think looks better. Those look better.
Yeah, I see what I mean. Yeah, I just as I was scrolling down, we can see that I think he's and this is fantastic to see. This video creator is definitely testing with their thumbnails to see which work. They're like really busy to begin with, and like, I mean, these generally on the eye they look good. I mean, they do look busy, but it must have been to the creator, like, for some reason. And it's funny actually, like, look at how complex and how text heavy. This is like a really good demonstration of the evolution of a thumbnail creator. Like, let's just super text, tiny graphics, like, whoa, how can I follow anything that's going on there? And then just gradually, less text, more
really
brightness,
cool.
more brightness. So that's a really. I should probably do a case study on something like this.
Yeah, I was literally just about to say that.
The thing is that we need to see the click-through rate to make sure that the click-through rate is going up, because if it goes down, then it's like, oh, well, we're not giving people the right advice here. But I think simplifying seems to work, and the creator now wants to put themselves in front of camera, so it is like they've been listening to our content, which is good to hear. I mean, one thing, and I'm saying this in very simplistic terms, but I think one thing that Travis always says, and I think is a good idea, is people want to know how to earn more money, or save time, etc., etc. Are there any opportunities to add numbers and figures into these thumbnails? Because I think those are always an eye catcher. Like, it might be, for example, in this one, random X Monero profitability, which has already done pretty well for your channel. Is there an example of somebody who made like $10,000 plus on that type of cryptocurrency? And you can maybe include that type of thing in the thumbnails. It might not always be practical, but I'm just wondering if you can do some testing where you include figures and how they impact, because ultimately you are a channel which is geared towards people earning money, I assume, through cryptocurrencies there. I've given Dan a rest on that one, so we'll move on to a gaming channel next. I think we have one more gaming channel, which is now then, am I going to pronounce this wrong? Charade Gaming? That's how I'm pronouncing it.
I think they said Charade when I looked at the.
Is it literally Charade?
Trailer.
Am I just trying to overcomplicate how this is said?
It
anyway,
might just be Charade.
Over 1,000 subscribers, whatever the channel's called. What have we got going on here? Yeah, sorry.
But here, can I point?
All right, Travis is going to weigh in with something interesting here. Go ahead, Travis.
Two things. Number one, look at all these premieres coming up, which is ridiculous. Why am I going to pay attention?
Premiere City right here.
Look at that. It's too much. So the premiere thing, right off the bat, get rid of that. You should just release these. I don't know why they have so much content just waiting to be put out there and it's all premiered. I wouldn't do that. And then number two, we sat here trying to figure out how to pronounce your name, and I guarantee you half the people won't be able to remember how to spell your name to find the channel. How many views did you miss out on when someone saw your channel and then wanted to come find it again and couldn't spell the name of the channel or couldn't remember what it was? So I always just say, keep it simple. Make it something that's easy to remember, easy to spell. Look at all these premieres.
Yeah. Wow.
The next year, March of next year, I saw. What is happening?
Yeah, so sorry. We've railroaded your channel here. Your channel here, but
you nailed it.
This is something interesting. Like, certainly with gaming content, I assume these are all video games. Are they video games or are they websites?
A lot of Jackbox games here, which is that is technically a video game, but you can kind of play them with your audience, and they're kind of like game show style games. People can kind of join from anywhere.
Yeah.
Quiplash is fun.
But I guess nobody's getting excited about Quiplash Episode 8, which premieres in
February.
In 2 months'
insane.
time. Yeah.
I'll tell you guys what's going on here.
All right.
From a very quick study. Okay, I didn't dive too deep here, but from what I can tell, there are a lot of re-uploads from a live stream, perhaps on Twitch or wherever it was.
Okay.
There's a lot of content there because it's all been chopped up and re-uploaded, which one of my tips there would be, it's always better to have something that's tailored to YouTube if you have the time for it, because people are going to notice that you're not really engaging with them, you're engaging with an audience that has since gone. So that would be just one of my specialized tips for this channel. One of the things I will say that this channel seems to be focusing on, I think I looked at a lot of channels. I don't want to misspeak here. Can you scroll down a little bit more?
Yeah, sure.
This was a different one, I believe, so I will scratch that. One thing though that this channel did was there's a particular video up top, but they all kind of have this issue. I'm going to read a title I saw. Jabba has given me the keys to the palace, healthy relationship progress, charade relationship vlog. That's about 3 titles in one.
Yeah, what the hell is going on there?
So we can really pare that down to just what is the video? Like, what's the meat of this video? Make these titles about 1/3 of the length that they are now, would be my general advice for that. And then, of course, the thumbnails, a lot of text. We've kind of talked about that extensively. I would just the Jabba the Hutt. There's actually a good example of what you could be doing right. Have a character front and center if it relates to the content, of course.
Yeah,
I think the thing that they have to figure out at this moment is they have a lot of content pre-recorded. That's great. And some of it isn't necessarily timely, so that's great. That means they don't necessarily have to get out right away. But how do you start releasing it in a way that's not overwhelming yet gets them out? Because a premiere in March is ridiculous. A premiere in anything in 2020 at this point is ridiculous. So I would say that they need to go ahead and start releasing some of these now. And you don't necessarily want to do multiple a day. And you may want to do, because there's so many, you may want to do a week of gaming, right before Christmas, and just release one every day, and then try to spread them out one every other day. And then at least that way you have content continually coming. Your channel views for the week will go way up just from the nature of having more content. And I think it just makes sense to get these out of the way, because February and March premieres and even January premieres at this point are just silly.
Dan, go ahead.
So the Kickstarter GG there, that was actually what I hadn't made note of. I didn't see it. So this channel started doing these reviews of games on Kickstarter, which I think is great. I think that's actually a really great niche you can get into. And I mean, again, text thumbnails, I can't really read the game itself that you're reviewing, but that video did very well a couple of years ago. It's been around for a while now. But more stuff like that, I think, would be the stuff to double down on for sure.
We're spending a bit of time on this channel, but I think it's worth it because there is a hell of a lot to unpick from this. What I've noticed, this is most popular videos, all right, on the channel. The most popular video has got 10,000 views. Next one has got 1,500, and that was 6 years ago. So again, for the creator, you've been doing this on YouTube for 6 or 7 years now, which is fantastic. You have a passion for video creating. That's awesome to see, and you're going to continue to do that, it looks like. But what you're doing right now is not working, and I think that's clear to see from the years that you've been doing this content. It feels to me, it may be that you're super popular on Twitch, we don't know, but it feels as if it's just content dumping from one platform to another, and it's not tailored to YouTube at all. This premieres idea, as Travis said, is it's just not going to work because people aren't that invested in your content to get super excited about random games that are going to be premiered in 2 or 3 months' time. And there's far too many games as well. Like the last day, well, there's so many premieres that I can't work out which episode 30 of Way Out, episode 18 of Gears of War, episode 3 of Tropico 6, episode 4 of Pub Grounds. There must be potentially thousands of videos on this channel, and I'm not sure when I'm going to see the next video in a series that I really want to watch. It feels like there's 4 or 5 channels all in one here. I feel as if as well I'm being a bit overcritical because like the thumbnails in some of them look pretty good, and there's obviously a lot of time and effort being put into this channel, but it's just, I think you could probably do maybe 20% of the work here, Travis and Dan, and maybe get like 200% of the rewards if you just think a bit more strategically about how you're serving the videos to the audience.
I was going to say gaming is a very topical thing in its nature. So premiering a video 3 months from now, like if you're premiering any video that far out, you kind of got to ask yourself, is this game going to be relevant in 3 months' time? Not all games have the staying power of Minecraft and Fortnite. So gaming is very topical, just like with the Mario channel we talked about earlier. You got to cover those updates as soon as they come out because no one's going to talk about them tomorrow. And that's the same with any game in general.
I think in the gaming genre, you never want to premiere anything because that just hints to your competitors what's coming out. And they may say, well, I'm just going to make the video now and I'm going to release it 24 hours before you. And if it's really important information, I'm going to steal all of your audience before you have a chance. That kind of feels what's going on with the content. Any final thoughts? Sorry, go on, Dan.
sorry, I race my colleagues all the time in this whole gaming sphere. We're always trying to be the first one to cover the update on the games we're playing together.
Yeah.
It's, you don't want to premiere stuff that far out. I was just, adding on to what you said.
And I'm sure Travis would share the same thoughts with the tech area as well, unless there's something that you have unique information to that no one else can ever get access to. Get the content out there as soon as possible. Really interesting channel to look at, though, in lots of different ways. So, Charade, Gaming, thanks for submitting your channel, and we hope that you take these constructive criticisms on board to just refine the channel, because there's probably potential there, but we can't work it out because of the way the channel is laid out. Oh, and just one more thing, which I've found humorous. To comply with COPPA, this channel's content is not directed at children under the age of 13. That... We had an interview with a lawyer who said that doing this type of thing on your channel is not really going to get you out of this COPPA issue, because the chances are that the content these videos may be directed at would not understand or be able to read what this sentence means. I think for your audience that's probably not quite the case, but if it was like a very young audience, you can include it in there in your description, but that's not going to save you from FTC and COPPA. I really recommend watching that and listening to that interview that we did late last week. Whew, right, there was a lot to unpick there. We're going to move on to the next channel, which is a channel I've selected here. This channel is simply called Robbie Knox, and I have a bit of insider knowledge about this person because they used to be part of a television show on the Saturday mornings in the UK called Soccer AM, which has been around for, I think, at least 25 years now. And when I was growing up, I remember this person being in sketches with Tim Lovejoy and Helen Chamberlain when they did this almost catwalk thing where they'd have females wearing football shirts, and they were kind of like the model of the year. This is probably going way over Dan and Travis's head. So this person I'm aware of. So they already have like a bit of, I would guess, say social media influencer cachet, which has allowed them to grow to 64,000 subscribers, which is fantastic. And then Dan and Travis, maybe if you just want to weigh in, like, because you're probably not aware of who this person is, why might this channel be succeeding when I guess other creators might look at this and think, Dinner with Robbie episode 3, Lloyd Griffin put some books in a box. Like, why is that content going to be successful? Like, what maybe can you pick out here for why this channel is doing so well?
Well, they've probably managed to stay relevant, over the years, and that's definitely played into their advantage, because now they have kind of a built-in audience. You vividly remember this person, so that always helps.
Some of the people in chat are freaking out right now, so it's funny to see.
Well, because they know who this person is.
Yeah, there's a couple of people that know.
Yeah, I just hope Robbie Knox is still here. I do remember. I remember it like he had like a deadpan, typical British type of sense of humor. And I think, Travis, for you, I mean, you talk about channel descriptions. Sometimes they've got to be really important. Sometimes you can flip that idea on its head, and you can have a channel description. But I mean, Travis loves that. I mean, sometimes this is like the testing. He's almost like flip reversing how you would usually use a channel description. And I think this is really effective for their channel. And I mean, you can get an idea straight away from this, what the channel is about. And then like you maybe look at one or two of these thumbnails, like the bad boys of the National Trust. That kind of like is quite funny to me. That, I mean, even though that doesn't have any search intent, there is like a nice incongruency or juxtaposition of a thumbnail, which is really simple, very little text, and it's gonna tempt me to click on it. And like, look at the response there from the audience as well, which is fantastic. What I would be saying from the creator's point of view is that there's nothing that you're necessarily doing wrong here. How you could improve your content is check the audience retention, the watch time, and see where the viewers are watching for. Like, are they dropping off when you do certain things in your videos, and maybe you need to cut them out and front load your content with the stuff that's really working. Like, relative audience retention will help you with that type of thing. And maybe sorting by most popular, seeing if there's any particular themes that you go towards on your content that are really successful for your channel. But then when I look at the titles, I'm not really seeing any themes going on, like a £55 mega Sainsbury haul, like bin day. Again, none of these are really search driven, but it's definitely in the thumbnail and the title where you're going to get the person to click. And so there's going to be that slow momentum and build of your content that's looking really good. Any more thoughts, Travis and Dan?
No, I think if you know him, you're immediately going to watch and engage and look at that. I mean, he just 2 months, 50,000 subscribers. So I mean, yeah, he's blowing up. I think people knowing who he is helps, and then you get that kind of influx of views, and then from there, YouTube can kind of understand what type of people would like to watch that content, and then just kind of goes out from there. So, cheers on.
Cool. He was in Vancouver.
Missed him.
Just frozen for a second. There we go. Okay. Any more thoughts, Dan? I know this is a difficult one to sort of review because it's like a bit of a unique vlogging channel, already doing pretty well. Where else can we suggest advice other than, I mean, I would say is this type of thing here, make sure that you have all of that in your thumbnails and your titles and viewers immediately getting an idea of your content. That's always going to help you out with content.
Yeah. I don't have anything to add really. I mean, it just seems like a lot of fun. It just seems like a fun channel. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I guess another thing is maybe vlogging on certain trending things that might be going on. Like, I don't know, like, I know Christmas is a bit of an obvious one, but it might be the Super Bowl or like the latest Star Wars release. Maybe just tying in and adding your unique humor to those trending topics may help you a little bit. Like, what do you think of a certain film that's going on? Those are other areas where you might be able to just continue to increase your channel. But well done, Robbie Knox. I share this catchphrase that I'm missing. I just remember him wearing a handyman outfit, and it's so long ago that I just can't remember exactly the type of sketches there were. But yeah, guys, search up Robbie Knox on Soccer AM on YouTube, and I'm sure you get some entertaining stuff. I think that is all of the channels we picked to look at to begin with. Travis, you usually have a good eye on this. What are our concurrent viewers right now? Because I don't have numbers in front of me. 293, right. What we're going to try and do is I like to go a little bit longer on live streams when that number starts to jump up. Like we jumped up to 500 last week for some reason, so Dan and I stayed on for a little bit longer. So if we can continue to climb that number by sharing the live stream a little bit more, then we will stay on for a little bit more. But before that, we've still got some time that we're going to audit your channels, and that's where we go into the random selection time. And we use... sorry, what was that, Travis?
Random.
All right, sorry. Travis is saying random stuff, and I can't quite hear him. There we go. We got some noises. Right, 216. So this is how it works. We have the audit screen here. We've got 216 submissions so far. And what I do in my Jackabox random selector is I type in 216, and then, folks, no expense spared, we pick out a number and we put it into the submission box here, which means that I can grab the channel URL, which means we can copy and paste it. And this is the first time Dan, Travis, or I are encountering this channel, which is Trinkiz. Travis, this is one of these where I'm not sure how to pronounce the channel. Trinkiz?
Bless you.
Thank you, Dan. That's what it's called. Nearly 100 subscribers for this channel. You say in your channel banner you are a Fortnite YouTube streamer, and your second video I see here is from Happy Wheels. So, is that true? Is that not true? Are you telling your audience exactly what you're going to get? Because there's also some Clash Royale stuff down here. I don't think you're just a Fortnite streamer. It looks like you're streaming whatever you want. So again, is that what your audience wants to see? The Fortnite stuff seems to be more popular. We're getting views of over 50 here for that stuff. But we got one here for Clash Royale, which is over 400 views, telling people how to get certain things, giveaways. What is unique about your channel? That's what I'm going to be asking you. What is your superpower? And you're just a Fortnite pro player. If you're a pro player, can you give pro advice to gamers and how to play the game? That would be my other questions. Travis, one quick suggestion from you and one quick suggestion from Dan.
Like I always say for gaming channels, if you're playing a certain game and it's working well, going to a completely different niche of game, different style of game doesn't always work. For example, if you're doing Call of Duty and you're getting some good views on those, and then you decide to do The Sims, probably not going to go so well for you.
And one quick piece of advice from Dan.
I like some of these thumbnails, and some of them I don't really know what's going on. So I would just another point of focus. I would kind of focus on that as well. And and I saw that you live stream 1 to 2 times a week, or in the about section it said a vague amount of live streams. I would, if you can, try to get a schedule going, whether it's uploading and or live streaming.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move on to the next channel then. Back in the Jack in the Box hour, select to go. And this time we get channel 86. And what do we have here? They call themselves a narration channel called the Pumpkin Queen. That channel name sounds familiar, but what do we have when we look at the channel itself? Tales of the Crypt.
Because this came up last week, but I don't think we actually got to it.
Okay, so I guess it's some sort of storytelling channel on a particular type of content. Would that be right? I'm on the train. The train I'm on hasn't stopped. It's 19 days, 17 days. I have discovered what junk DNA does. What? Okay, we need to go to
multiple of each. Yeah,
this is the about section. What are we looking at here? Horror, fantasy, and terror. Tales from the Crypt and Stories Unknown. Oh, right. Okay, so this is where we get like a much better idea of what's going on. So like you maybe have a Reddit submission page and people submit stories to you and then you kind of read them out, which is a very noble service if that's like a particular audience you're trying to target, which is brilliant.
It's a cool idea.
I'm going to say the same problem maybe is that I can't work out if you're narrating a story and then moving on to another story or coming back to them.
I have a piece of advice.
Go for it.
I would say that every video you post is an opportunity to be seen by somebody new, and therefore you should make it clear what these videos are
you're right.
in each
I
one.
agree.
And the titles are matching the thumbnail text, so you have that opportunity. Pick one of those things to say, like story narration.
Yeah.
Of X story.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, do you need to include story narration or a core keyword that ties everything together every time you're doing one of these videos? Just wondering if there's any themes here. Can't really see anything there. There might be a keyword that you need to just identify. So we're putting no sleep, I think, at the end of some of these titles anyway. Okay, I'm going to have to do a quick search for that. So I think this is a good example, creators, of when we are trying to actively find out what exactly your channel is about, and you're not clearly communicating that to your audience. We're spending time on this, but a viewer is going to spend very little time trying to work out what your video is about. So yeah, it's like chilling hot stories, no sleep. That kind of feels like what it is, and they've included that in the title there. Travis, you've been very quiet here. You trying to avoid trying to chime in because you just don't know what to say.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to know. But I think according to the about page that they're just getting some of these stories from Reddit. So then I think they're rereading those stories. So there's a lot of, and I don't know that this is one of those channels, but there's a lot of channels that take stories from Reddit and then have like either a robotic voice, and I don't know if that's the case here, but either a robotic voice or something reread them. And they were pretty popular for a while. So this might just be a version of that, maybe without the robotic voice. I'm unsure.
So I think it is narration from a human. I can see that, and it looks as if they're just cycling through images that relate to the themes. I don't know if maybe it would help to have text on screen as well, so people could maybe follow along.
But then, if this is from Reddit, then having something in the title or description or something really obvious that it's from Reddit would be helpful. That's what those Reddit channels do.
So I think there's a good idea here, but it's hidden behind this YouTube wall of thumbnails and titles, which aren't helping to describe to us, the viewer, what they're about. So I think that's what you need to work on. The message, certainly from Pumpkin Queen, Tales from the Crypt, I don't think it doesn't specify exactly what we would get from the video. So I think that's something that you need to look at. Pumpkin Queen, just looking at the view counts generally. Are they good? Maybe you need to look at watch time as well and see how far people are getting into your videos and that type of thing. So I feel as if we haven't helped you enough on like the structure of a channel, but I think it's like the core message is what we're missing here, and we can't really get beyond that for the channel. So I hope there's something useful for you there to understand Pumpkin Queen moving forward. Let's choose another channel. We're going to look at number 61 now here. What concurrent views are we up to now, Travis? How are we going?
We are up to 336.
Oh, yeah. We've increased it 10%. Thank you, everyone. We'll keep going. Oh, hang on. We've got a duplicate submission there. So, Crypto Fish, you've already been selected. So, let's go to 81. Evan Eats. All right. We've got another cooking channel for you here, Travis.
Yeah, I think we did Evan Eats.
Like did we? Let's have a look.
I think so. Let's see.
Or
at least, I picked it and we didn't get to it. It's one of the two. I think we did it like last week.
I don't remember this one. I've got to be honest.
The name is what I'm remembering. But anyway,
let's do it. So Evan Eats, nearly 200 subscribers. Look, you got some good solid view counts as well for your channel. This is awesome. Good consistency here. Like 50% of your audience, your subscribers, is watching your content. I love to see that. You have, I would say, like a bit of a basic thumbnail strategy. However, it's consistent, and I think it's generally working for your audience. You're not using that much text as well, which is brilliant to see. Travis, you and I are going to recommend a channel that this person should go and look at for thumbnail suggestions. What channel is that?
It is ASMR Mag UK. I actually got an email from her today. She got monetized very quickly.
We are following this channel very closely because we did a very stupid ASMR based audit of this channel, which nobody watched. Thank you very much. But they're starting to blow up. We predicted this, didn't we? We said if this channel keeps doing what they're doing, following trends, eating weird stuff, using these astonishing thumbnails, they would be successful. And so we're already up to like, can you remember when we're getting like just under 1,000 views per video? So
here's the thing. She only started like 5 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago. And
in June, I think.
Earlier in the late last week was at 5,000 subscribers. I think the week before was at 3,000. She's at 7,000 now, right? Like this channel, you can see to begin with, she put in all of her hard work, fantastic thumbnails, really popping, just wasn't getting that traction. But I said, like, once you get one video that really pops, and like I think Travis, you said here that they'd seen in the comments Gacha Life, so they followed what their audience was asking for. 14,000 views. That's a bit of a viral video, and then continuing to improve. Anyway, that's a quick plug. We're in love with this channel as always, ASMR Mag UK. But that is a thumbnail template that I want this channel to maybe just have a look at to see like the differences. Yeah, more colourful. Yeah. But I think generally speaking, for a channel that's relatively new, it's been going around for a couple of months, they're just starting to build up a nice little audience here with ASMR. Like maybe just have a look at your themes, and is there a particular theme that's doing really well? Maybe it's desserts, maybe it's nachos, like Mexican food, or like sandwiches. Is there something that really helps with your audience? And just follow those themes to continue building your channel. Dan, you're quiet right now, understandably so. Any thoughts here on like the ASMR scene that's going around?
I know nothing about ASMR. I know vaguely what it is, but I've just never been into it myself. What I will say, just from a visual standpoint, is that, and you guys already touched on it, the thumbnails are just kind of dark, and I could see an effort to get some light on the food itself, which is the proper choice. But overall, I think the whole thumbnail can be just brought up. And if you go back to that channel you were looking at, you notice a lot of colors, a lot of saturation. Same thing we try to strive for in the gaming side, because that's clickable. That people want to be drawn in with that kind of visual appeal. So, just get some maybe better lighting, or spend a little more time in Photoshop, and these could really stand out more.
Or I think you could maybe embrace the darkness in the sense of like the thumbnail is all black except for a spotlight in the middle that shines on the food, and that would give you like a really unique look in the ASMR space, that's kind of an idea you may want to think about doing. But I think the thumbnails, as they are consistent, and I think there's something working, but they could be maybe 10, 20%, 50% better as you move forward. Travis, did you have any more final thoughts? Or
I think what you just said about the thumbnails is absolutely a great idea. Like maybe just putting the food at the
I do have a certain light. I'm just going to get a light here, which may hate me. Just one second.
Uh-oh. He's getting a light, ladies and gentlemen. Things are about to get crazy. Here he comes.
Because it looks like the light on these thumbnails is coming from like a bounce. Like the light's bouncing off something, but it could be more direct.
I bought this light a while ago. It's I don't know if this is going to help, and you can't really see that there, but it shines like a very specific spotlight on something. It's not going to work properly, but can you see it? Whoa. It's like a single beam, and I'd have to turn off all the lights, but right, so can you see how it works on my face? It shines a very specific spotlight on something, and if I've got any sight left after shining it on my face, see if you can invest in one of these. I just can't remember what they're called, so that's not really going to help the video creator. This one is a Nangyao CN20FC. So see if somebody can help us in the chat there and maybe bring up a link. I think it was about $80, that one. Right, okay, I went off in a bit of a equipment tangent there. What are we going to look at next? 190 is the next channel we have here. It's another cooking channel for you, Travis. As we get more and more hungry as we move into lunchtime, what have we got here? Sarah's Bites. We have either done this channel already or we've loaded it up and not actually looked at it. I'm
remember this one
definitely having deja vu, so we'll very quickly look at it and say, your channel is doing fantastically. 200 subscribers. You've got views already in the hundreds and thousands, which is brilliant. And I would just say to all of the previous channels that we've looked at cooking-wise, look at these thumbnails. Zero
Postcard.
Text. The hero of a thumbnail is the food. And as Dan just said, they're postcard quality. They are absolutely fantastic. Try and tie it into what's trending right now, which is Christmas and that type of thing. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Sarah's Bites, we've already done you before. So I apologize if we haven't and we're not spending much time. But I think you're doing fantastic. This looks brilliant. Again, maybe the question would be is, what is your superpower other than some awesome thumbnails? Like, are you going to show people how to make food of a particular type? It maybe looks like Christmas stuff right now, but like, is it in a certain time period or for a certain number of people or like on a budget? That's the type of thing I may be wanting to look at for your channel a little bit more, but you did get a confetti of joy there. Sorry, Travis, go on.
Short videos, so maybe like fast, like in under 5 minutes, learn all these, things.
Yeah. A little bit of a backstory there as well, which is cool. I wonder if you maybe share that a little bit in each of your videos each week as well. But I think a really good example of a cooking channel. I'm gonna say this again, a bit like ASMR Mag UK. It feels like you're already putting in the really hard work and doing many of the right things. You just need that one video to really pop on your channel, and it'll take you to the next step in your YouTube journey. All right. We're going to do one more of these channels from the list, and then we'll do a Twitter random selection. Hang on, that's already done. There we go. It's updated now. Motivational and family for the Amped channel here. Let's see what we got. All right, 150 subscribers for Amped. I like the channel name. I'm sure Travis probably agrees. It's like a memorable channel name, which always helps for me. And then we look at videos. You're doing Vlogmas. I always say well done to anybody who's doing Vlogmas. I could not do 30 days in a row on a YouTube channel. That would just kill me. Now then, my question is the Vlogmas stuff tied to your motivational type content, or is it just Vlogmas stuff? Because I'm seeing the view counts here, which are pretty low, 226, 36, versus your previous stuff, which is a little more popular. I'm wondering if this channel is going to struggle a little bit for audience and focus. That seems to be maybe what's going potentially wrong here with just how your audience is responding to your content right now. Family fun, challenges, reaction videos, lunchtime conversations. So I just think that is kind of a bit of a symptom of why the channel might not be just doing as it is. They've also got some connected channels, Amped Vlogs and Amped Up, but then I see this channel which has vlogs in it as well. So that's, again, confusing from a viewer point of view. Any general thoughts? There's nothing concrete that's coming into my mind here, Travis or Dan. So is there anything that's coming up for you?
I think the problem is focus. Vlogmas is one of those interesting things, and I think you got to really be careful about stuff like Vlogmas and Video Everyday, Vita, or what, I forget what it's called. Because if you're just doing them to do them, if you're new, it's good just to get the practice of video production, editing, uploading. Like that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you kind of have done content before and the content you're doing is going to start to stray away from your primary like content, I don't know that it's necessarily a good idea.
If this was a motivational channel and you did Vlogmas, you might be wanting to do 30 inspirational stories on that type of theme. When I look at this channel and I view every video individually, they could almost be from every single video could be from a completely different channel, and I think that's what I'm struggling with. Yeah. I feel as if maybe you, as the head creator, the personality, doesn't have a strong enough bond or connection with your audience yet to carry it through all of your videos, and that's something that happens with all new creators on YouTube. That can be something that you have to work really hard at. So I think it's just channel focus. I think really you need to decide, go back to basics and say, who should be watching my content and why should they be watching my content? Because I look at all of these videos and I don't see, for somebody seeing one of your videos, why they might go to the next video. Dan, any thoughts there? Just want to give you an opportunity before we move on to another channel.
You guys covered it. It's kind of, I kind of lean on what you guys say a lot about doubling down on what works. It looks like you can almost argue that everything here is kind of a test. I like that. I saw a cooking video. There's a movie review. There's, you're kind of seeing what works. Start, checking out things that work a bit more.
Work.
Kind of lean into them, more, right. Yeah. And you may have done enough testing with all these videos to kind of have some good data.
I love the way you say data. That's very American.
Oh.
I say it in a very Yorkshire way. Dirter.
Dirter? Like dirty?
Dirter. All right. Let's see now. We're going to do another vidIQ Twitter feed selection, and it's Dan's turn this time.
Okay.
Wow, lots of you still awesomely sharing out the stream. I really do appreciate that. So I'm now in scrolling mode, Dan. You need to just tell me when to stop, and we will pick one of these channels.
All right, stop.
Whoa, that was quick. You caught me off guard there, but I did stop on Tridor. Right, so Tridor, where is your channel? You didn't share it. Is it on your channel page? So you shared our live stream, but now I need to find your channel, which I think is this one. All right. Whew, it's a good job you shared your channel name on your Twitter feed account. Try and Games. What are we looking at here? All right, I think we're going to have the same issues that we've talked about several times already, in that I think it's a German gaming channel to begin with, so a little bit of translation may be required here. The last 5 videos are on 3 different games, I think. Outer Worlds, Pine, and Darksiders Genesis. Then on the next line, we've got Portia, Ashwin, Aftermath, so 6 games in the last 10 videos. I think we're going to say the usual things, aren't we?
Yeah, and I'm noticing a lot of uploads here. A week ago. It looks like several a day might even go up, which can be exhausting.
Looks to be, yeah. So that's 5 videos in the last 2 days. Absolutely.
Rob, I got to jump real quick because my USB just froze up. So I'll
be right back. See you in a bit, Travis. We'll welcome you back whenever. So I think it's the typical issue, isn't it, Dan? Like, this channel wants to play a lot of games, and I want to share them with the audience, and maybe there's going to be viewer fatigue almost instantly. I mean, a question I would ask the viewer, the channel creator, is: do you expect your audience to watch, let's see, an hour an hour and a half of your content every single day versus all of the other YouTube channels that they will be subscribed to as well? And the answer is maybe, probably not. For YouTube, maybe you want to take some of the highlights of this content and trim it down to 5 or 6 minutes, and then tell us a story in each of these. They are in German, so I'm going to try and translate it. I don't think we'll get an amazing result from... it's not done too bad, actually. It has actually translated it quite well for each of these.
I'm going to say that there's a lot of, I don't even want to say mainstream games, but just very popular games here. And when you're just starting out, it's tempting to play those kinds of games. And like Travis mentioned earlier, for practice, you could be doing a lot of that. But when you're just starting out, it's really good to kind of focus on games that maybe people haven't heard of. And that's more research. That's more time you're putting into it. But I mean, typically on YouTube, and gaming's no exception, time tends to pay off. The time you spend on research, the time you spend on your thumbnails, researching your titles and your tags. So, it's Porty is very popular. Pine's very popular. It looks like some Jedi Fallen Order, very, very popular. And there's very long videos too. There's a commitment here to watching these videos. So, try and find some games. It looks like you like a lot of games too. That's excellent. Try and find some games that are kind of new and just kind of starting to trend. I like to check Steam and some of the new releases. Maybe even check out games that haven't released yet. Contact the developers, or just kind of wait and get them as soon as they come out and start recording right away. That would be my suggestion, because that helped me starting to play games that no one really was covering.
Just as a sort of videos here, the most popular one was Jedi Fallen Order. So that was doing really well. We're in Star Wars season right now. Mm-hmm. I guess maybe what happened was that you completed the game, considering how many, that was episode 20. That doesn't necessarily mean you should finish and move on to another topic if your audience is still reacting well to it. You could start to reform some of the content and say these were the best 3 strategies, or the best weapons to use for Fallen Order, or how to defeat this boss, like a secret for beating that type of boss. So I think probably carrying on with this Fallen Order would have been a good idea. And also, as we've already seen here, Dan, every single video is either a live stream or just a very long recording. I'm wondering, maybe this person is doing the share option on PlayStation 4 or something, where they're just sharing directly from a console. I guess that might be the case. I would like to see you experiment with some short form content. Just see if you can get a good audience for 5-10 minute videos, like chopping up and editing your videos a little bit, see if that works.
And your logo seems to be kind of the most original thing about each thumbnail. And by that, I mean,
I do like that. Yeah.
You have your logo in all of them. It's a nice logo, but we've said this before too. Maybe a more unique feature of the game itself, that those Fallen Order thumbnails, now they're working for you, so I can't bash them or anything. However, I personally like to see variety in the thumbnails instead of the templated, over and over again. But yeah, as a last little tip there.
Good spots. Let's move on to another channel. We're going to go for 1 to 5 this time. And this is a variety channel with 2,000 subscribers exactly, apparently. So congratulations on 2,000 subscribers. All Things Nelly. Oh, you've hidden your subscriber count here. So we'll assume you have 2,000 subscribers. What have we got going on here? Looks as if you're doing... Is it a Vlogmas, or are you doing some ultimate video every day type of thing? Because you've got this number here on all of your videos.
Oh, almost like every single video for the year, because number 3. Oh.
So I think what we would maybe generally recommend is that for welcome back, by the way, Travis. Yep. What we might generally recommend is either removing this number completely or putting it towards the back of the title and maybe having something a bit more search intent driven. If you feel as if a video is going to be opening up to a new audience who may find your content. I mean, doing 365 videos in a year is fantastic work, brilliant to see. But what I would say is that given how many videos you put on YouTube now, if there's at least 350, I would expect maybe a bit of a larger audience than the 50 or so people who are following every single video. It seems to be that much, generally speaking. Thumbnails are busy. A lot of text. with some default backgrounds as well. And I guess if you just look at this one, like, you should probably be blowing up your face, being front and center, and maybe one or two pieces of text. It might be you, and it could be like something like this with a pray emoji style expression, and it says, and it might be, "What are you thankful for?" or "I'm thankful." ... And I think that might be more effective than what you've done here, generally speaking. Travis, what are you thinking? Maybe looking at the channel here.
Yeah, I mean, I think thumbnails are the one thing. Subject matter is really important, but it looks like this is generally like a not really like a vlog, but kind of a personality channel, and those just take sometimes a really long time to kind of caught up. So I think your best bet if you want to grow is to talk more about other people and what their things are more so than you, and people will naturally become interested in you in talking about those subjects. So, for example, let's see.
Sorry, I'm scrolling when you're trying to find stuff.
So 30 Days of Thankfulness. So I don't know. So the 30 Days of Thankfulness is really nice, but that's kind of what we call like content for your subscribers. But in order to grow, you need something that's more wide ranging. You need things that are going to go out for people. Like, look at this. Yeah. So all this stuff is like braids and stuff. So
the hair stuff
other people can do. Yeah. Those are the things that people can do for themselves. So like you're giving value to them specifically. In these later videos, it's more, you're kind of more taking the values like, hey, this is about me, and which is fine. Again, however, if you're trying to grow, the only way that's going to work is to give value out before you get it back.
So here's the interesting thing. It's almost as if this channel's gone in reverse, in that they had a focus a couple of years ago, which was hairstyles, and all of these videos like super popular, and now you've tried to go broad and appeal to a wider audience, and it shrunk the channel. It seems to be. So I think that's a really good example again of when you have a focus and a niche, your audience will really start to react to that particular content. So maybe in 2020, you can do 365 hairstyles. That might be a challenge for you. See if you can do that. I mean, for Travis and I, we've got one hairstyle, and that's day one, and we're done, and we move on. All right, next channel is going to be 61. What concurrent views are we on now, Travis?
427.
Oh, yeah, we're continuing to grow. I love that. I do love that. What are we looking at now? Oh, what?
Hey guys.
Fixed. This guy's been on 3 times now. The Crypto Fish. How many times did you submit your channel? Are we being? Are we being spammed in our?
Make sure he got picked.
All right. Next time we're looking at Orange McPhee. I think this one, which looked like maybe a inspirational beauty and makeup channel. Mary Mensa, I'm going to pronounce your name as. Apologies if I've got it wrong. Another one who's hidden their subscriber count, I've noticed there, but we
seem
won't
like
hold
multiple
that against
today,
you.
if that's been the case.
Sorry, what was that, Travis?
Either one of two things happening. Either there's something wrong with your browser because almost every single one has had their stuff.
It looks like that,
it's just a thing that's going on. Yeah.
All right, Dan. I'm gonna give you this one as a challenge. I think you've done really well in the gaming sector of channels. Now we want you to tackle this one. Thoughts?
Well, I like the banner. I haven't really seen much other than that. You want to scroll down a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like we've got a lot of different colors going on. What's funny is, because we've talked about this a couple times today too, consistency in thumbnails, making it feel like it's a different channel every time. And that was like the first thing I was going to say. Then I realized there is kind of some consistency here. A lot of the same kind of fonts are being used, and there's definitely a style to it for sure. What do we got going on? So views are 24. We don't know how many subscribers, so that I'm not sure if these are good views for the channel or not. But
okay, so they've been around a month. Okay, so we have to ratchet this back and say, hey, the channel's already getting some videos which have over 100 views, which is fantastic. You've been on here a month, consistent content, producing it on a regular basis. So I think there's some positives there. So a channel trying to work out where they are in a YouTube space.
Yeah, I'm seeing a vlogger. That's kind of what I'm seeing,
yeah.
and that's that. Like, and we just talked about this a second ago. That's always a good opportunity to cover things that are less about yourself and more about the things around you, and then kind of ease into introducing yourself more and more as people start to grow, or glom onto your channel. So that's just my knee jerk reaction to it.
I would say for this channel, eventually, what's your channel about? Advice, education, motivational videos, natural hair. Okay. I think at some point it's going to become one of these topics on your channel. And because you're a new channel, that's fine. You can work out what you enjoy making most and what resonates most with your audience. And I think, given that we looked at a channel earlier on, the cryptocurrency one, where they spent a long amount of time simplifying their thumbnails, which have more effect, I think you're going to go through the same process where a lot of these thumbnails are super busy right now. The ones that have most impact on me, obviously, are these ones where there's just a bold background font color and a little bit of text. I think the storytelling will need to improve. For example, moving in silence. You have like an emoji of the finger over the lips, but then you're kind of in like almost like a model pose or a photo of posing for the camera. So I think if there was a better story told there, it might entice you more to look at the thumbnail and then decide what the title's about and then maybe click on it. But yeah, just going back to basics again, you've already got some nice growth on your channel. Very spiky views, like 90 views here, 20 views here, 16 views here. And then I've seen one already, which I think had one here with 150 views, which is about your natural hair products. So yeah, maybe decide on which is the topic that's going to work most for your channel. And what we will do is move on to the next one, but I will let Travis lead with this one, as I gave him a little bit of a break there. All right, this channel's about pigeons. Hang on, we've already done this one, I think. There's not many pigeon channels on YouTube, so if we've seen it before, I think we've already done this one, haven't we? Yeah, definitely already done this one, but I think they had a niche and they were doing really well with it, and they just needed to continue with that. So let's pick another one. 93. Okay, this one's about business, and it's Be Free Life. What have we got now? 300 subscribers for you, real hustle, real results, free knowledge. I like that as a value proposition. Yeah. I think that's a really good way of doing it. I just think the channel banner needs to be improved a little bit to really sell that value proposition, because I like that as a value proposition. And here we go with these really simple thumbnails, like dollar numbers everywhere. And I kind of like that as well. But anyway, Travis, you're supposed to be leading with this one.
Yeah, 1,000% on certain, again, thumbnails by niche are important. So while we try to give you best practices of thumbnails, every niche is a little bit different, and you'll notice that some niches really rely on text and some don't. Food almost never does, but I've noticed that a lot of the money-making channels do.
Yes.
It's really interesting. So that's what you should be
look at the simplification here as well. Again, like starting off quite
different,
and then bang.
Yeah. And this is probably what's going to end up working a lot of the time, because here's the thing. Now, it would be better, I think, if they did things like they did in the second one, $15 for 15 minutes and make money online, versus the $60 an hour testing websites. And then it literally says making $60 an hour fast.
Yeah.
So doing something that's a little bit more contextual, I think, is always better. That way you're getting two kind of thoughts out at the same time in the same amount of space. So you have one thought you can do in the thumbnail, one thought you can do in the title, versus saying the same thing twice. And then to me, that's wasting one of those opportunities. But $15 in 15 minutes makes me want to click it. Again, saving time, saving money, making money is another way to get people to click. It's just a really kind of enticing thing. Maybe even showing the money if there's some type of way to do that. I also like the context of all countries allowed, because a lot of times you'll see these programs where it's only in certain countries. So that's more inclusive. Just a really smart strategy on that second to last one. And then the earn all these different things per task. I wouldn't even bother putting in 5, 10, 15, 20. Who cares when you see 90?
Yeah.
The most recent video, like just put $90 per task.
Yeah.
But of course, what does that mean? When, so I like what they're doing. I like the whole, I won't stop streaming until I hit 1,000.
I was going to talk about that. I find it's funny. Folks, don't threaten your viewers, because it really works. And you failed. You streamed for 12 hours. You're still 700 subscribers short. So, yeah, nice try. But I think there's some... I mean, you look at this channel, you think, yeah, but that's so basic. I could do that in 5 minutes. Well, if that's the best solution to get the clicks and it not be clickbaity, then that's fine. Test it.
You know who's
see
done
if it
that
works.
recently and done it to some pretty good success? Is Brian G. Johnson. Have you been looking at
Oh,
his thumbnails?
yeah. So Brian has been like a big experimenter with thumbnails. He's another YouTube growth consultant, and you're absolutely right. He's decided to go super simple,
Like
but he
the
really
most
ties in his thumbnails with his titles. Like this
Yes.
one here, YouTube algorithm 2020. Dirty secrets. So there's no repetition. It's like, oh, that's really interesting. You think that's so simple, but it's working for his channel. Well, he's testing. He's doing testing things here and there, and it's really.
Some of them get some really good views. One
They do,
135,000 views for one that just has a red with. Probably took him 3 seconds to make some of these thumbnails, and get some good views.
Yeah, and I think we've been trying that a little bit with vidIQ in some of ours, but I need to embrace the simplicity a little more sometimes. Anyway, where were we? So that was Be Free Life for your channel. Now I need to check. We've got 272 submissions now, so I'm just going to adjust this selector to make sure that we're including all of them. How are we doing for time, folks? Are we all still good for a little bit longer?
Yeah, a little bit.
Just checking. That means Travis wants some food. I agree with him.
Actually, Nathan is wanting to go. If you can see him on the camera here, he's.
Oh, does he need? You see,
I'll take him out here in a minute.
so what I've done now with Jasper, my puppy is now 5.5 months. I make sure that he goes out for his business half an hour before the stream, and then I turn off all the lights. So to him, it's nighttime, and I don't get a peep out of him. It's really working well. Top puppy tip there. Okay, Travis. I mean, we've got Dan on the line as well. If you want to head, because I know how
Let me do
important.
one more. Because you're almost at 500 now. We're at 475. So.
Oh, awesome. 189. We've already chosen that one. Let's pick another one. 186. Again, Travis always thinks this is rigged when we get numbers that are really close to each other. Okay, this is a kids channel, I think, this one, so we may have some copy discussions here. Okay, it's in a foreign language, which doesn't help us tremendously.
So
but
I will, if nothing else, it's hard to kind of give feedback on this, especially if you can't understand language. However, I recently worked with a rather large corporate channel that is definitely affected by COPPA, which this channel obviously will be as well.
Mm-hmm.
I learned some interesting things about how because the question is, when you don't have the ability to have end screens and all these other things, like how is it going to affect the views? And I recognize something in there. Luckily, they have enough videos to get like hundreds of thousands of views that I have statistical data to kind of understand what's happening. So those of you that have kids channels that will definitely be affected by COPPA, here is a quick tip. I was able to establish that the videos that still did well, even though they were marked as for kids, which means some of the restrictions are in place. And again, there may be more restrictions come January. Like, we don't really know what YouTube's going to do, but we assume that when you click that, all the restrictions are in place. What I noticed was that the videos that did well were the videos that were tightly, and I mean tightly, tied to each other. So kids, the way YouTube looks at recommending the next video is it'll give a person similar content to what they're watching, but then also something that's completely different because of viewer fatigue, right? It used to be that YouTube would just show you all the same things. If you watched one cake video, you'd get 10 cake videos as suggested. But YouTube realized that over time, like, you've watched 2 cake videos, you're done with cake videos. You want something else. So it'll randomly throw something else in there. You can look at this on your own whenever you're looking at a video. But kids are a little bit different. They will watch 12 of the same thing for 27 hours in a row. So what I noticed was all the videos that were still doing well were suggested on the same exact subject, same exact kind of cartoon, same exact thing many times over. So having really tightly created series of the same type of thing, those videos still ended up doing well.
Right.
I think, though, the survival will be in the YouTube app, but that's just something for any of the kids channels out there that might be affected and wondering, like, well, what should I do now? Make series that are connected very tightly to each other.
So if we were to try and put this into practice on this channel, it looks as if we've got some, I don't know if this is a character that's tied directly to the channel. I'm not sure. It's not someone that's familiar, but there's one down here with 43,000 views, which is like cartoon drawings of a lion and a frog. So you may want to do like another video, a cartoon drawing of an elephant or something, and try and keep it as tightly connected as that, Travis. Is that kind of way you're moving towards? Or if it was numbers, you were talking on numbers like 1, 2, 3, the next one might be 4, 5, 6, or like 1 to 10, 1 to 20, so that type of thing. So we're moving into a very strange era with FTC and Copper. I mean, I don't have any suggestions here for the thumbnails because they look fantastic to me. Bright, colourful, saturated, text used a little bit here and there. You're getting spiky views, and you haven't done much content recently. Maybe you've decided that YouTube's not going to be the platform for you, but if you decide to do it, Travis is maybe suggesting, from the experience he's got from looking at large established kids channels, is to really tightly connect all of your content in the kids area. All right, we'll choose another channel then. We are up to 92 now. And what have we got here? This is reviews the channel's called Viewed This. All right, let's see what we're looking at. Oh, this looks very familiar. I'm sure we've audited this channel a while ago, maybe. This look familiar to either of you two? Well, Dan, you will be familiar with it, but
so the name doesn't, but the guy kind of does.
Oh, this is a guy. I think he's reviewing channels, it's almost like individual channel audits of channels, which is a unique idea. I think this is going to be one that's going to have to build over time, because people obviously are desperate for opinions on their own channels, as we've seen here through our channel audits. I guess this type of service lends itself to live streams, because you start to build up a community, and we can do many channels at once, whereas these pre-recorded ones probably take a bit of time, and then the viewer almost already knows what they're going to be looking at, and it's like, they're not reviewing my channel today, or I'm not particularly interested in this type of content. So I feel as if there's a bit of mystique around what we do. Like, we have no idea what we're going to audit every single week. You, to a certain extent, don't have an idea if your channel is going to get audited. And so there's kind of like a bit of a tease there almost. And I don't know if that translates well into video on demand content. I may have said something completely different when we last looked at this channel, if we looked at it before, but it feels a little familiar. Would you have a counter argument there, Travis? Or
no, I think it's so there's another, and it's really kind of interesting because he reviews some people that I know. So with Eric, Roger Wakefield, and it's like he's reviewing some people I know, including Needs More Subs, which is another channel very similar to that. Needs More Subs, though, is a completely community-based promotion channel. So it's similar to this, and it might even be very similar. But Needs More Subs has been doing this for a while, and he essentially he lifts. And here's the difference: he lifts other channels and specifically goes, these are like 3 or 4 channels you need to watch, so that not only are the creators then like, oh wow, you picked my channel, and it becomes this community that kind of lifts each other. This might be the same idea, and if so, and Needy does a lot of live streams as well. Then it actually does work in kind of a small community type of way. I would have to watch these videos to see if he's doing it in that same way. So, yeah. And
I guess the question is, have you looked at our channel? And if not, why not?
See, it's funny. He's gone over a lot of people I know.
Yeah.
So like I'm recognizing a lot of names that I know.
So interesting channel. I think that maybe the thumbnails could maybe do with a bit of tidying up.
Oh my goodness! I need to take a screenshot of this. The way you're in your microphone and the turn and the way it looks like you're trying to kiss my ear. It's great.
There we go. Screenshot it, folks. We need Dan on as well.
Oh.
All right, come on. Stop this childishness. Let's look at another channel.
Oh,
all right, Dan, you dodged 2 channels there, so we're going to let you lead with, what have we got here? You're leading with Skull9. What do you think this channel is about? What can we say to improve their channel?
Oh my gosh. Well, that's the problem, isn't it? Are they music videos?
I think it's music. It looks to be, judging from the titles, like cover versions maybe. I don't know. I don't want to click on any of them in case there's any copyright stuff going on there.
I have to wonder, if I was just passing this channel by on YouTube, I would think that these are music videos from these artists. Like, I would think that I'm passing these artists' YouTube channels. Like, if I was just scrolling through YouTube, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I almost wonder if they're just, music videos, maybe reactions to them.
No, these are the type beat channels. So these are, a lot of times these are music creators that are, and this is almost the only way you can kind of break through. They're making a beat that's similar to the bigger artist. So they're saying type beat. So like a Drake type beat.
All right. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I see.
And that's kind of a way to break in, because otherwise, if you just put your beat out and you put a name on it, like, how would anyone even know to find it? So what they're doing, and it makes sense, is they're leveraging a well-known artist and saying, hey, this sounds like their type of beat. And if you're interested in there, and you like this. So that's what that is.
Interesting. Okay.
I see.
This is a totally new concept to me. So I don't know what to say in terms of advice.
It seems like a good idea, because I think a lot of music channels who submit their channels to us, we often struggle with how we can suggest where to how to grow their channel. And so I think tying it into famous people allows you to use their sort of keywords and metadata in the titles, which maybe gives you a bit of a jump up. But this channel, how long have we been going for now? Like maybe a couple of, since this year at least. I don't know if the genres are not linked together well enough, or it's just such a competitive market that it's really hard to get in there. But yeah, I think maybe I still really struggle with how. I guess one thing you could do is maybe have a live stream running, or get some of these beats and put them into a playlist, so that people have got a lot more. People are potentially going to be listening longer to your content, to some of your stuff. But I don't know how closely each of these videos link to each other. Travis, since you have an idea of what this content is, like, any further advice here, or
it's super difficult. So
yeah,
really,
it's not easy. We'll admit that.
The only thing I can think of is like you just said, make a playlist of artists that are kind of similar, or even if you have multiple Drake type beats, like do 3 or 4 of those. Really, just hoping to get session watch times, so that you get enough views that YouTube can then hopefully recommend it to the people that would be looking or listening to these type of videos. It's tough for music. Really
I guess one thing that might help you here is, in your thumbnail or in your title, if they are definitely free, royalty free, copyright free, somebody's not going to get a strike from them, maybe push that a little bit more in your thumbnails. Because I think when somebody's scrolling through a feed, if they see it on the thumbnail, like copyright free or like free music, that's going to make them more inclined to click on them. Because I think, as Dan said, and I probably was the same, I was maybe a little confused as to, is this just somebody re-uploading somebody's music? No, this seems to be somebody offering free beats, and we're not maybe seeing that enough in the video content. If that is the case, I don't know if it is. I'm still not 100% sure what the channel is about, other than it is music of a particular genre and trying to be similar to popular artists already. And then maybe just sort by most popular and see which of the artists or beats are doing particularly well for your content. I mean, so you haven't really got any traction on anything just yet, other than 60 views on a few of these. But yeah, look, I guess 5 of the top 6 have 5 of the top 4 videos. 4 of the top 5 videos have the word free at the beginning. So maybe you want to sell that a little bit more. Again, as I stress, if this is genuinely royalty-free music, which nobody's going to get in trouble with. All right. I've decided we're going to go to the top of the hour. So let's try and audit a few more channels. If both Dan and Travis, you are okay with that. Mm-hmm. How many concurrents have we got now, Travis? Are we over 500 yet?
520.
520?
Yep.
That's awesome. Folks, thank you very much. Whatever we've been doing in the last few weeks, and I think it's getting people to share this on Twitter, it is really helping us out. We used to do like 200 to 250 concurrent viewers a session, and For the last couple of weeks, we've been moving up to 500, so we really do appreciate it. Thank you for your support. Mustard Gunner here with 70 subscribers. We'd like to see a channel banner, please, if we can. How to get unlimited subscribers. I want to click on that because I want to find out how to get unlimited subscribers. Tell me now, please. Playing Solo Showdown. I clutched 8-ball pool, Brawl Stars. I think we're going to say the usual thing here. Gaming channel. Which is your gaming superpower? Niche down on that, focus on that content. I mean, the most popular video looks as if it's YouTube one, so maybe you would be a YouTube growth expert. I think Leron puts this nicely in that if you're doing scattergun videos and one video goes viral, which is not something that you currently cover, does that mean your channel now is a completely new type of channel because you've got so many views and subscribers from that one video? So just think about where you want to be going and what direction you want to be with your channel. Travis, I'll give you one piece of advice for this channel.
What's... How about anything in about would be better than nothing?
Brilliant. Dan, one advice for the channel?
Yeah, let's pick a game for sure.
Pick a game. All right, let's do another Twitter random selection. Wow, we got so many offers here. Right, I think I will do this. So how am I going to do it? I'm just going to have to close my eyes so you can clearly see that my eyes are closed now and I can't cheat. I'm not looking at I'm going to look up to the ceiling. This probably looks really weird on a live stream camera. And now I'm just going to scroll up and down. Let me just check. Yeah, it's working. All right. So somebody do a countdown for me and I'll stop.
3, 2,
1. Go.
All right, stopped. We are on this channel here, Eli Mac. Oh, but you didn't share our live stream. Yeah, you got to share our live stream. So that is a crucial thing. You have to share your live stream. And that's what From Tracy with Love did. So we will choose her channel to audit. Key thing there, you got to share our live stream and your channel in the same tweet, or else we can't choose it. Right, From Tracy with Love. Looks like a travel channel from the plane flying, but it's also got beauty, mukbangs. All right.
Listen, if you do all those things simultaneously, I'm watching and subscribing today. If you're mukbanging while putting on beauty and traveling, telling me about lifestyle, I will watch today.
But if you're doing them separately in separate videos, then you gotta think about if your channel's going to really one for an audience. Anyway, 500 subscribers. Each of your videos is getting between 50 and 100 views, it would look like. So what is the one thing from these 4 topics that your audience loves you most for, and stick to that in the short term? This is another channel where they have thumbnails, which are screenshots, photos taken, and then you plonk some text on top. Red text, again, it rarely works unless the background is very favorable. So I think maybe, like, I love this thumbnail, for example. This one I really like. I mean, you may want to just minimize the text, but this is like an action shot of you eating what looks to be crabs or lobsters. I like that one. Whereas this one, because it's just you smiling at the camera with a blank backdrop, and then just like a place you've maybe been to, like I guess a salt cave, all right. Maybe you could have a picture of the opening of the cave. That would be a bit more effective. That one takes more effort to work out what the video is about versus this one where you just get it instantly because of the power of a thumbnail. That's what I'm going to say. Dan, what would you say about the channel?
I was about to interject with that entrance of the cave would have been a lot more interesting, because now we're about to go on a journey with you.
Yes.
So that would be
nice.
That would be awesome. We're in a lot of places right now. It's kind of cool actually, because you could probably make a YouTube channel about each of the subjects that you want to cover. But like you kind of already suggested, figure out what's working and stick to that. And in this case, figure out which topic seems to be doing the best on your channel. Out of your top viewed videos, and kind of go all in.
Yeah, let me.
You know what can help them do that, Rob?
What can help them do that, Travis?
The channel audit feature here on vidIQ on the left hand side.
Yeah,
Tell me more.
That's right, Dan. We have a channel audit tool. Oh, you just scroll down here and click about, and then hopefully, if it's working, which it is, it will tell you what your channel is working on. Like all of this stuff is working really well for us. Gopper. That's why I did about 7 videos on a topic, because we were doing really well on that topic, so that's why I continue to do it. But yeah, I've just thought about most popular on this channel to get a quick workout. It looks as if food food and drink. That's what your most popular videos seem to be, just as I quickly look at your content. So mukbang type of content. But as Travis said, if you could turn that into putting on beauty at the same time, whilst flying in a plane, whilst giving lifestyle advice, we would all sign up to such a channel. We've got a few more minutes, so let's try and squeeze in a couple more channels. Today, Lego Stop Motion, Fire Blast Films. We may have already done this one. We always seem to do at least one Lego channel each week. Is it one we've done before? I don't think it is. This seems new to be. But we'll let Dan tackle it, since he will definitely not be aware of this channel. Fire Blast Films.
Yeah, I'm okay. We're telling a lot of stories here with Legos. That much is clear, but I cannot read the text at all on these thumbnails.
So we either get rid of a text completely, since Ninjago, Eternal Flame, episode 2, True Forms, all of that text there is in the title. So you maybe just want the thumbnail to tell some sort of interesting story or tease the story from that title. So yeah, I'd agree with you there. Anything else?
Yeah, so, some thumbnails, there's an ellipses there for the title of that video, and it looks like a scene from a movie. I don't really know what that is. There's the Discord server link in bio video. There, you could have used the Discord logo perhaps in that one. So some of these are, it's interesting. There's like a lot of effort. Oh, I like that one a lot with the ninja there and the blurred out background.
Yes. Isn't it funny how we're both drawn to that one, and probably the people in the looking at this on the live stream, you're probably drawn to that one because it's really striking, isn't it? Blurred background, simple character in the front, fire coming out of there. Get rid of the text because it's just interfering with it, I would say. Yeah,
do more of that for sure. But yeah, there's a lot of I could say there's a lot of experimenting going on here.
Yeah,
that's what my impression is. And here's the thumbnail evolution. This is interesting.
Yeah.
So there are some lessons learned. I would say keep doing what you're doing, but definitely visual appeal. Legos and video games, I guess, are pretty similar in that way. A lot of saturation, a lot of cartoony, fun characters to click on. Fill the frame with that character. Blur the background for sure. That seemed to work really well.
Yeah,
and
I think
take the text away.
Yeah, get rid of the text, and you're getting some better lighting as well, I've noticed. And I love the fact that you're taking up really close-up shots of your Lego as well. So I think there's some good stuff going on there. It feels as if Ninjago is something that's working for your channel. There's 600 subscribers. Each of those videos get 200 plus views, it looks like, or like a good amount. So maybe stick to them, definitely. But yeah, I'm seeing some good stuff here from Fire Blast Films. Keep up with it. And I always just have a special shout out for anybody who does stop motion video, because that must take an absolute eternity to do, and you're managing to push out like 2 or 3 videos a week in stop motion, which is incredible. So yeah, well done to you for being able to do that. All right, I think Travis has he disappeared with his dog there? I heard him say something, but I don't know where he went. Anyway, we're going to choose this as our last channel, I think. Let me just tab that out, and it's hello, it's Matt. And it's a gaming channel. And let's see what we've got here. Matthew the Godzilla. How does that relate to the channel? All right. Update your channel banner. That is really confusing. I don't know what that has to do with Minecraft content, it looks like here. Scrolling down a little bit. I'm not sure what was going on there. Some interesting stuff going on there.
Something I just saw. I'm back. Should I change my name? Where
was that?
It's the thumbnail is just a picture of a computer screen. It's right in the middle there, down and to the left. Now it's up.
Yeah, you did the left. 8 seconds.
There.
I'm back. Should I change? All right, there we go. Yeah.
You notice these are all under 10 seconds?
A lot of
them.
There's a few here, aren't they? Yeah. Some experimentation.
I don't even understand. So that's more of a TikTok thing, or a something like that is probably more appropriate for super ultra short term content.
Yeah. The reason I kind of pointed it out, and this is I'm kind of reaching here because this is a point I like to make when I can. Try not to ask your viewers what you should be doing, because the answer is kind of there in your views and your likes and everything. I used to do that when I first got my start. I used to ask my viewers a lot. I didn't have a lot
What game should I play next? We don't need a video on that.
And it's kind of like, well, do what you want to do what's working for you. But if you let your viewers kind of run your channel, you start to get suggestions that maybe you might not be super into, and then you feel obligated to do them, and now you're making videos you're not really passionate about. So
yeah, there does need to be a bit of agreed direction between let your audience drive what you're going to do through the overall metrics of a channel, but don't let like individual voices tell you to do a particular video on this. There needs to be patterns, and you don't tend to do that if you like ask the audience directly, generally speaking. Travis, you've come back here just for the final moments. Any final thoughts here? I mean, Minecraft seems to be doing well for the channel. More Minecraft, less Matthew the Godzilla.
Yeah, at this point. And then help me understand, like, Matthew the Godzilla, hello, it's Matt. Like, those two don't go together at all. And that, like, this type of thing really applies to every single type of channel, every single type of niche. This is not a game only type suggestion. Like, literally, no matter what type of channel you have, your banner, your name, everything needs to be some type of thing that makes sense. And that's the last thing I say about it.
That Travis is done. Wow, it's been another amazing live stream, and we've gone into extra time again. What are we finishing our concurrent viewers on, Travis, here? Is it still above 500, or are people abandoned us? Pardon?
And I want real quick to mention, I see some things in the chat. I think the people who are coming in late to the live stream don't realize that the entire first 30 or so minutes, almost every single channel, well, with the exception of some of the stuff we're doing recently, almost every single channel is non-gamer related, because we know when we do random select, there's so many gaming channels that when you do a random select, it will get a gaming channel. So if you want to come in and see a lot of non-gaming related feedback, that's always in the beginning part of the live stream. Everything else is just random.
Yeah, we tend to go through a lot of good general channel strategies and go into a bit more depth in the first 45 minutes. And then we realize that a lot of people have taken time out of their day to submit channels. So we want to give as many people as possible a chance to look at their channel. So you're absolutely right. It's kind of like we're in-depth case studies first hour, and then random, hey, one piece of advice that should hopefully help for your channel in the second half. Thank you very much to the super chats that were Erhan Gaming, Cryptofish, who somehow got selected 3 times today. Wow, you were lucky. Erhan Gaming with a second submission there, super chat, thank you. And the Urban Explorer with £5 donation. I remember we audited your channel last week. We are going to say goodbye and thank you to the following people that include Ricky Pasket Official, 3411 Heaven Media, Motorsports and Dream Cars, Luke B. Known, Squiddy, Spartan Joystick, Raya Rod, Minigeek 2000. It's not going too fast right now, Travis, so let's say some goodbyes to some people.
Okay, 3411 Haven Media, Paul Peck Drywall, Mafia's Finest, Luke Byrne, Gordon Ramsay 46, best artist, that's Tish, good to see Tish, and Squiddy.
Gordon Ramsay, you are live on our stream. Please do not swear. Dan, who else are we saying goodbye to?
Oh, sure. When it speeds up, come to me. Let's see. I see Pat the Gamer, Big Baza, Spartan again, Thick Recruit, OMG.
Yeah,
somebody.
He definitely wanted a shout out there, didn't he?
Yep. OMG, you're gone. Jace Stockdale, Breeze Stationary Life. Oh boy. Mafia's Finest, Freddie, Joshua Hart's, it's gone. Bonnie Rose, oh my goodness. Movie Central, nice channel name. Oh man, it's the same ones over and over again. Heaven Media.
Barry Fox Crypto in there. He's been here the last couple of weeks. Good for you. Hello.
Official CJ. Hello, it's Matt.
Okay. Keep going, Dan.
Keep going. I can't do it.
We'll sit here all day if we need to.
Yeah, we can sit. This is now a live stream of Dan reading out channel usernames.
This is a terrible stream. Forget logic.
Hey, Dan, we've still got 499 people watching this.
Terribly awesome stream. Cliff Harvey, Gordon Ramsay again, and 411. This is going too fast now. Rebat.
Dan, you're fired. All right, folks. Thank you very much. for the live stream this week. Bit of housekeeping to tell you about. We didn't put the live stream last week after it had gone live because we had some technical issues. We do apologise for that. Hopefully that will not happen again. And going forward, this is not going to be the last live stream of the year, but we are maybe not going to do a regular schedule because it's Christmas Eve next week and then New Year's Eve the week after. So we're kind of working out what we're going to do in those days. We may go live, we may not, but just bear in mind, we'll probably announce it half an hour before we go live, and we'll probably have a bit more fun in those live streams. Thank you, as always, to Travis and Dan, and it just leaves me to say, as usual, time is the most important currency in the world, in my opinion, and you just spent some of that time with us. We hope we repaid you with some value that you can take to your channel and your audience as you spread your message of impact. Dan, Travis, wave awkwardly, and we will see you all sometime in the next couple of weeks. Just in case we don't, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, or whatever celebrations you celebrate at this time of year. Bye for now. Enjoy the rest of your video